Right, so Germany has decided the ceasefire in Gaza is stable enough to restart weapons shipments to Israel on the 24th of November, even though the UN and various news agencies have continued to have been logging violations almost as fast as they happen on pretty much a daily basis. And that tells you where Berlin's head is, frankly, doesn't it? They're not watching the ceasefire, they're watching for the moment they can say it's respectable enough to turn the tap back on. And because they've convinced themselves that their Staatsraison, their belief that Germany's historic responsibility towards Jews, erroneously tied as it is to the existence of Israel, outranks international law, the fact on the ground becomes something they can tidy away with a press line. The same Germany that can't bring itself to confront an occupying power has no trouble banning Islamic activist group Muslim Interactive, raiding homes across Hamburg, Berlin and elsewhere, and calling it a victory for security, justifying it by saying they're unconstitutional, as Israel's actions are unquestionably protected within German law at the same time. One rule for Israel, another for Muslims. And Berlin still pretends that's principle, rather than a hierarchy of racism. Right, so Germany has decided to resume arms exports to Israel from the 24th of November, and when you strip out all the packaging of that, it's just the latest example of a country that still treats Israel as an exception to every rule that it claims to believe in. The ceasefire that began on the 10th of October, so much as it can even be called that, has been described by German government spokespeople as having stabilised, even though the reporting and the UN's own humanitarian office have shown repeated violations. Israeli troops firing on Palestinians during the truce, movement restrictions still in place, aid flow still nowhere near the level UN agencies have said is required. Yet Berlin has announced that the August freeze on certain weapons will end next week, and the mechanics behind that decision tells you everything about where power sits and who Germany chooses to indulge.